Good day everyone! This is the day 3 for Developmental Reading 2. Now, sa day 3 natin ngayon, bali continuation lang siya ng lesson 2 kapon kasi masyadong malaki yung coverage. So for now, for our lesson 2, reading models at a glance, i-review ko the reading models. We have 3 reading models, the bottom up, top down, and interactive. Now, sa bottom up, ito yung concept kung saan nauuna yung pagbasa or yung reading ng isang student or yung bata, then ini-interpret or ina-analyze ng bata after. So, yung bottom na sinasabi dito is yung text mismo, and then yung up is yung mind ng bata. In contrast to that, we have top-down. Nauuna yung mind before the reading. Pero dito, nauuna yung hypothesis or parang educational guess based doon sa like the main sentence or sa first sentence na nababasa ng bata. And then, ang ginagawa niya sa pagbasa, bali, parang kino-confirm niya lang yung idea na ginawa niya beforehand. And then, we have interactive. Sa interactive naman, the moment you read, and then doon ka din mag-i-interpret. So, literal siya na nag-i-interact ka sa pag-read and sa pag-interpret. Now, to proceed, what are the components of reading process? The following are the requisites of the reading process and should guide the reading teachers in their pedagogy according to NCCA Research Report in 2012. Now, first component of reading process, we have first vocabulary. Now, vocabulary is the knowledge of the word and word meaning. It includes both receptive and expressive vocabulary. Receptive vocabulary includes the words that one takes in when listening and reading. On the other hand, expressive vocabulary is composed of words one uses when speaking and writing. So, sa receptive vocabulary, parang kung ano yung nakukuha mo, natitake in mo. So, yun siya, while listening and reading. So, usually, sa others mo nakakuha. And then, parang ang nangyayari, outside force, papunta sa inner force, or external, papunta sa internal. Parang ganun yung concept ng receptive. So, in contrast to that, we have expressive, kung saan ikaw naman yung nag-i-express from inner to outer or from internal to external. So with this, it is composed of words one uses when speaking and writing. So you're using this vocabulary, you're using your vocabulary to express. You're using words to express. So ganun siya. Bakit importante yung yung vocabulary sa reading process, or bakit isa siya sa unang component ng reading process? Kasi if hindi wide yung vocabulary mo, there is a big possibility na if you are going to write a sentence, if you are to speak a sentence, magiging lengthy siya. So as one of my teacher before, sabi niya, maibang paragraph na pwede mo ma-translate into sentence with the use of proper words. So if vast yung knowledge mo or yung vocabulary mo, so you can use one word that has a lot of meaning or magkaroon ng impact doon sa sentence mo or sa paragraph in case para ma-summarize yung paragraph into one sentence only. So ganun ka-importante yung sa vocabulary. Anyway, to proceed, we have comprehension. The main objective of reading, kasi kung parang walang point yung reading kapag hindi na-comprehend or hindi naiintindihan, di ba? So with that, it involves analyzing and synthesizing of the text to create meaning. So, sa the word na synthesizing, so you are making something. You are making meaning, you are making conclusion, you are making the idea, or you are making meaning based sa kung ano yung or based on your views, based on your prior knowledge before. So yun siya sa comprehension. Alam niyo naman kung ano yung comprehension, di ba? So let's proceed to number 3. We don't have number 3. Actually, number 3 to. Oral reading fluency. The ability to read aloud with expression to demonstrate an understanding of author's message according to the Department of Education and Training in Western Australia in 2004. Now, according to McKenna and Stahl in 2009, they stated that the 3 key components of oral reading fluency are accurate word recognition, automaticity, and appropriate rhythm and intonation of speech. So, sa tatlong component ng oral reading fluency. We have word recognition. Pag na-recognize mo na yung word, literally, mababasa mo siya. Then after that, automatic na siya na yun, masasalita mo, ma-utter mo yung word. And the appropriate rhythm, yung flow ng ng reading mo or reading aloud. And then, the intonation of speech. And then, yung intonation ng speech mo, kung proper ba, kung sa punctuations, ang pag-pause, ang pag-stop, ang rise and high tones and low tones, tama ba? Or, tawag nito, rising or falling ng ng stresses. So, ganun siya. And then, literally, oral reading fluency, kung gaano ka fluent, or kung gaano ka, tawag nito, I don't know the word. Basta kung gaano ka fluent yung pag-read mo aloud na without stuttering or without interruption. So, yun yung sa oral reading fluency. Now, number 5, the reading attitude or motivation. The attitude 1 has toward reading, and enthusiastic or reluctant readers need to be encouraged to read through supportive physical and social environment. Now, in this component of reading process, we also have this reading attitude or motivation. Kumbaga, ito yung drive mo or yung force na parang humihila sa'yo na para magbasa pa ng marami. So, if you love knowledge, you read more. Pero hindi naman ibig sabihin na ang knowledge sa reading mo lang makuha, because there are times na ang nangyayari, nagkakaroon ka ng knowledge through, halimbawa, pagpapasa-pasa, pagsasalin dila, and then you are reading it para i-confirm mo kung tama ba yun. So, it can be confirmation of knowledge or confirmation of your schema or your prior knowledge, or it can be the assimilation of information. So, nevertheless, the motivation itself, so yun yung magiging pinaka drive or yung fire mo para magbasa pa ng marami. Kasi if you don't have this motivation, madali ka lang mawalan ng gana para mag-read. So lastly, we have phonological awareness or the ability to work around the sound unit. So yun sa phonological awareness, medyo hindi siya mabasa dito, basta the main thought of this is how are you going to pronounce a word, and then kung tama ba yung meaning nun, kasi there are some words, diba, na same ang spelling pero iba pag pronounce, and then ibang meaning, and then yung iba din naman na same ang pronunciation pero iba ang spelling, so magkakaroon sometimes na confusion doon. So if you are phonologically aware, so you know kung ano yung dapat mong gawin, just like read and read, same lang sila, pero depende lang sa gamit kung it's either past or present. So same spelling, different meaning, different usage. So parang ganun yan dito. So to proceed. Now, ito yung question kahapon na hindi ko tinapos, diba? Kasi dito dapat yun siya. So anyway, instruction, answer the following questions. How will you explain the idea that how a reader accesses the systems heavily relies on the reader, the context, and the text? What does this have to do with the reading models discussed? So, dalawa yung question. Ulitin ko. How will you explain the idea that how a reader accesses the systems heavily relies on the reader, the context, and the text? What does this have to do with the reading models discussed? Okay, that's it for now. So, see you on another lesson for tomorrow. And don't forget recitation. And don't forget to study for your incoming exams. That's it for now. Goodbye.